I'd like to call to order the council meeting for Tuesday, April 2nd of 2019. If we could all please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call? Here. Would a member of council like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March 19th of 2019? In terms of that, I actually have a correction, Madam Secretary. Under the section of mural arts, you have that, you have the wrong council member listed as seconding that motion. So if you could please just correct that. It was Councilwoman Brady that actually made the suggestion that the presenter wasn't going to be able to attend that night. All right, next order of business we have is the executive session. Council had the executive session pertaining to real estate, litigation, and personnel matters. And before I proceed, if anyone has any public comments, did everyone sign the paper up front that's going to give a public comment? So it looks like everyone's on board then. Thank you. So the next order of business we have is the Sustainability Month Proclamation.
This council has been greatly involved for some time now in looking at sustainability as a major issue for this municipality, not only in terms of financial sustainability, but for sustainability as it relates to our ability to be resilient in both from financial or physical disaster or mishap. And so with April being Sustainability Month, and particularly as we lead our city through issues of cleanliness, sustainability, and in coordination with our Keep Norristown Beautiful program as well. We have a proclamation that was prepared for you to declare April 2019 as Sustainability Month in Norristown, and that proclamation is before you. If you'd like to read it, go ahead. Pass it on to you.
I will pass it on to be read.
You would do that. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So this is a proclamation to recognize April 2019 as Sustainability Month, whereas the citizens of the municipality of Norristown have a long history of working to protect and enhance the environmental, economic, and social well-being of our community, and whereas the municipality joined forces with this citizenry in 2018 by establishing Keep Norristown Beautiful, the first local affiliate of the national nonprofit organization Keep America Beautiful in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, that is dedicated to combating litter and raising environmental awareness throughout the community, whereas our local resources wisely creating livable communities and encouraging healthy neighborhoods help provide sustainable environments for all Norristown residents in perpetuity, whereas the regular renewal of our commitment in expanding our understanding and knowledge of sustainable living practices in an urban environment is a valuable way to support a high quality of life without diminishing the ability of future generations to do so as well. Therefore, the Municipal Council of Norristown joins the community as it proclaims the month of April 2019 as Sustainability Month in the municipality of Norristown, proclaimed this second day of April 2019.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Vice President Lewis, do we have any announcements this evening?
Yes, we do, Madam President. The housing fair hosted by the Montgomery County Partners for Home Ownership will be on April 6th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. There'll be 30 plus vendors, workshops on buying your first home, improving your credit, how to purchase at a sheriff's sale, and additional credit repair and loan programs. It is a free event. There's over $1,000 in door prizes, and you can find more information at www.mcpho.org. Norristown Day is this Saturday, April 6th at Elmwood Park. The day's events include Little League Opening Day, the Fleet Showcase, Party in the Park hosted by the Chamber of Commerce. More details can be found at norristown.org. The rain date will be Sunday, April the 7th. Also on that day, or that weekend rather, in conjunction with Norristown Day, free admission to the Elmwood Park Zoo on both April 6th and 7th all day. However, you will need to show a valid ID with the 19401 zip code. The Chamber of Commerce Jazz Night at Elmwood Park Zoo will be on April 14th at 5:30. Tickets are on sale at events@epz.com. The Norristown Garden Club's yearly garden contest, they are now accepting entries up and until June 28th. Entry forms are found in the Municipal Hall lobby or online at norristown.org. Sunday, April 14th, Cutting Up with Barbara D. Mills and the Bubblicious Blues Band. That's at the Elmwood Park Zoo. I believe this is the Chamber of Commerce event. Tickets are $45. Are there any other announcements from council? Councilman Jones?
Good evening. Central Monco Technical High School, Plymouth Township, 821 Plymouth Road. They'll have their open house. That's going to be Monday, April 8th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Any students interested in tech school. Another announcement is Comic Fest is having their annual event at the Norristown Public Library. That's also going to be Saturday, April 6th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. April 20th, Norristown Men of Excellence and the Philadelphia Urban League will host a event at the library geared towards educational advocacy and community building. And that's my announcements.
Vice President Lewis, I have two announcements. The very first Student Leadership Academy will begin on Thursday evening. That consists of all the high school students wanting to know about leadership. So I will be hosting an 8-week course. And in addition to that announcements, I believe Councilman Perry and Councilman Jones, you're playing in the Wizards game. You're going to be part of the team at the school board? I'm sorry, I was supposed to keep that under wraps. But that is Friday evening, correct? At Norristown Area High School? And tickets are purchased through Eventbrite, is that correct? Okay, I just thought I'd put that out there. All right.
Madam President.
Councilwoman Scott Cooper?
Thank you. Two things. We all know that the area is going to have new voting machines, and there's going to be a voting demonstration here in Norristown. There are other locations as well. However, we will be having a demonstration at the library, the Norristown Library, on Saturday, April 13th from 10 to 1. So please come out and learn what is to be expected for our next election. And number two, I will be hosting a town hall on Thursday, April the 18th, I think. And that'll be at the Montgomery Park Senior Apartments, 1301 Powell Street, and that will be from 6 to 8 p.m. Our Congresswoman Madeline Dean will be there to meet Norristonians, as well as the official from the Census Bureau, and our own recreational manager, Erica Genuardi, will be there as well. So please come out and spread the word.
I believe that concludes the announcements.
Thank you, Vice President Lewis. Mr. Solicitor, could you please explain the public comments and how that is to flow during the council meetings?
Madam President, public comment is an opportunity for interested individuals, residents, to basically stand up and provide their comments and thoughts with regard to municipality or municipal business. They are limited in time, and the administrator will be keeping track of the time. Just to be clear, it's an opportunity for you to provide comments. It's not necessarily a question and answer session. So you may pose hypothetical questions out loud, but don't necessarily feel that a response is required. In fact, I would direct counsel that they don't have to provide a response. So with that, Madam President, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Madam Secretary, do we have any public comments this evening?
State your name and your address. Thank you.
We'll get it right the next time. It's all good. My name's Mike Herstetter. I live in Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. I've utilized the resources here in Norristown for quite some years. My biggest concern right now is I've just heard about Riverfront Park closing at night. I've been fishing there for quite some time. I've dealt with a lot of interaction with other community members, as well as local members of law enforcement, where I've been able to witness and see the interaction between the community, as well as the angling community and law enforcement. Obviously, I just was aware that you're talking about shutting it down at night, putting a gate over it, which, obviously I'm not happy about, but maybe that there's a way that the community can actually gain access to that through a system or some other means that we can do to maybe address the concerns of the council here. That's pretty much about it. Appreciate your time.
Good evening. My name is Bill Soma, and I'm from, brace yourselves, 3153 Winding Road, Kittnersville, Pennsylvania. So I've come quite a way to come see you guys. I don't want to sound like a broken record with the other public comment, but the park as well, when I learned about its closing in the evening, I had deep concern. My experience at the park with that drive, after work, primarily I'm there at night. And that's how I access the resource. I have a boat, head out on the river, do a lot of fishing. I have a lot of the same observations that were previously shared, which have been positive. People in the park having a nice time. I have seen the police there speaking with people, laughing with people. And when I say this, pretty late at times. It's been a really enjoyable resource. It's brought me to the area. I've got to see a lot more of Norristown. Coming here, getting food, seeing the restaurants, making that ride. So it has been pleasant. The concern I have with that access being closed off is just not being able to access the resource when I have the opportunity. If there was consideration at some point moving forward for other options, it would be greatly appreciated by myself and a lot of other people that you just don't see. Because we come in, we may fish, we may be from out of the area, we leave, we don't really make a sound. And we try not to leave anything but our footprints. We appreciate the resource and would greatly appreciate any further consideration in the future. Thank you.
Madam President, may I ask a question of this gentleman? Can you explain, what you do? This is the first time, I'm not a fisherman
Absolutely.
or woman, but this is the first time that I'm hearing that there's activity at night that's positive and recreational. So can you please just give us a little more idea of what's happening down there?
Absolutely. To kind of give you guys a view into my world. I'm an avid fisherman. I'll travel to upstate New York to go fishing for steelhead and salmon. I'll travel down to the hot states down in Florida to fish for inland stuff like bass and snakehead that are in the canals, or even out front for like kingfish or wahoo or mahi-mahi, the stuff we order in our restaurants but don't always get to see. Here in Norristown, you have the Schuylkill River, which is kind of a quiet gem. It hosts a number of different game fish like smallmouth bass, muskie, flathead catfish, a number of different species that we greatly enjoy fishing for. Particularly at night, you have the flathead catfish, which is a big predator in your river. Once they were kind of frowned upon because they were seen as an invasive species, but they've kind of taken hold, and they provide an excellent resource for recreational anglers like myself. What I'll typically do in an evening is there may be bait collection early in the day, and that means either getting bait or preparing baits to fish at night and rigging. I'll head out at night. We'll find a hole or a spot where we feel there's going to be fish. We'll put our lines out. Typically, we're getting into some fish. It's a lot of fun. We take our pictures, and we safely release these fish back into the river. Some people keep these for table fare. Primarily, it's recreational for myself. We catch them, admire them, we let them go. And it's something that provides a lot of fun for myself and enjoyment for others, not only for the fishing aspect, but as I mentioned, that resource, getting out at night on a river, enjoying some of those summer nights when there aren't that many other people around. So it's really neat, and I'd be more than happy to show you some pictures of some of the fish we caught afterwards if you like. So we greatly appreciate your time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Gilmore. I live at 320 West Main Street in Norristown. I work in Upper Marion Township, drive tractor trailer for FedEx. My main issue is a parking concern on Water Street. In that area, I've spoken to a council member on the phone and through emails. I have pictures and videos, both day and nighttime, of the area. I've also have pictures of Norristown police units parked in the no parking zone, parking enforcement parked in the no parking zone. My main concern is, as a resident, I feel that in that area, there is nowhere to park. I would like Borough Council to work with myself, the police department, and whoever else feels that they need to be involved. All I'm asking for is a parking permit. There are 2 vehicles for that building itself. We're not blocking any driveways. We're not blocking a sidewalk. We're not blocking anything. There are deliveries that are made. Part of the main issue that you guys have with that area is Finish Masters and all their company vehicles parked in the no parking zone, blocking access for commercial vehicles. I do understand that. I'm parked mid-block. I'm not blocking anything. I feel that it's unfair as a resident with no opportunity to park in that area that I should have to pay SEPTA to park in their lot. I have 4 children, a handicapped mother that I need to get across Main Street. How is that safe? I would like somebody to work with me. The Borough Council member that has my phone number and email can email me, call me at any given moment. I'm more than willing to work with this, but I would like to bring it to your attention that there are people that do park on the sidewalk that don't receive tickets, and it could be a hindrance to the firefighters in town. As a 20-year member previous, I know what it's like to try and throw a ground ladder and have a vehicle blocking you. It's not a safe situation, but I work until 8 o'clock at night, so my vehicle being parked there isn't bothering anybody when I'm done. I don't think it's fair. I'm asking for some help here. I don't know who to turn to, but I'm asking for help. And like I said, I live in Norristown, shop in Norristown. I can gladly take my money elsewhere. I don't want to do it, but, you know, I feel that one hand should wash the other. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Chief Talbot, if you wouldn't mind assisting the gentleman along with the council member or myself, we could try to come to a possible resolution. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Heather Bell. I live at 610 East Basin Street in Norristown, Pennsylvania. I'm actually here regarding the food trucks and food carts that have been authorized here in the borough to be used, Main Street, also, for different events like Norristown Day and, 4th of July. I think with the food trucks and vendors, if they're going to come here to Norristown for events, the set up right now, the guidelines where they have to pay money. If you already have a food truck in Philadelphia and you've already been licensed for one event, why would you have to turn around and pay money again, for an event? So that's what I was here for. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kevin Metz. I live at 211 Brookside Road in East Norton, and it's come to my attention this past weekend that about the gate going up at Riverfront Park. And I would just like to say that I grew up in Norristown. I lived here my whole life in a house that had 2 boats. My grandfather and father had one. I fished at that spot on the river hundreds of times over the years. Now, I don't know how far along it is in the process or if it's actually approved, but I would really, really ask you to consider opposing the gate going up at Riverfront Park. I use it at nighttime 30 times a year to go fishing, and it's one of the main reasons I stay in this area is because I love fishing on the Schuylkill River. And like I said, I don't know how far along it is in the process. It just came to my attention this past weekend. So I would just like you to please oppose it or maybe come up with a way where fishermen can still use it. It's the only boat ramp around the area that you can still use at nighttime. That's it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Michael Heiss. I live over at 450 Green Apartments. I'm here to talk about the subject of marijuana decriminalization here in Norristown. I recently attended the listening tour that Lieutenant Governor Fetterman is going on in Montgomery County. It was a packed house and overwhelming support of legalization there. And the move to decriminalize is something that has happened across the state. Marijuana has been decriminalized in Philadelphia. It's been decriminalized in Lancaster. It's been decriminalized in our capital, in York City, and several other places. So I wanted to raise the idea of decriminalization locally in the jurisdiction of Norristown here to the body and urge you guys to look into it. Additionally, in 2017, the Democratic Party actually adopted marijuana legalization to its platform here in Pennsylvania, which is 70% of the voters in Norristown when you look at the voter file. So I think it's something that would be very, very popular and well supported. I know I can't ask any questions, so I guess I'll just leave it at that. I would urge you guys to think about it, and I look forward to following up on you guys with the bill that I've retrofitted for our municipality.
Good evening. James Waters, 913 Hamilton Street. I come to you this evening to also talk about Riverfront Park and the gate. I'm a member of the Stony Creek Anglers, and there's several activities that they have at nighttime. And what I'm hoping is that the gate idea will have permit capabilities and special dispensation for other activities that would go on the river, in a kind of like Friends of Riverfront Park, where the people would have access to it because they participate in cleanups, washing the ramps down, seeing that the mud isn't there. So we'd like to possibly come with some kind of club like that that would be able to have access and also make sure the conditions don't get the way they were in 2017 when I was involved in the Schuylkill Scrub and the cleanup of Riverfront Park. It's a beautiful area. I've been in Norristown all my life. I work for the phone company, and I've been all over in almost 4 decades. So I'd like to keep it as great as it used to be, and I know there's a lot of things that we need to fix, and if we work together on it, I think we can really make accomplishments. Once again, I'd like to let you know that the shad run on the Schuylkill River is also going to bring some attention to Norristown and Bridgeport. Stony Creek Anglers are working diligently on that. Last report is the Fairmount fish ladder is open. The shad are coming up to Delaware, but the water temperature is still cool, and periodically we'll give you postings as to what's going on, and that's part of the Schuylkill River watershed, of which the Stony Creek Anglers is one of the founding members. There's more that goes along with that with respect to economic development. Anybody that understands fishing understands that the fish that migrate are absolutely important to the health and welfare, not only of the river, but also as the cities that live alongside of it. Thank you.
Madam Secretary, do we have any communication this evening? Thank you. Next order of business we have is a resolution of 19-116 in terms of the promotion to fire captain. Council, do we have any questions or comments? Seeing none, would a member of council like to make a motion to promote Anthony Barbado to the rank of fire captain in the Norristown Fire Department? Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call? Aye. Resolution 19-116 is approved and passed. And now we'll begin with the oath of office. Repeat after me. I, Anthony Barbado,
I, Anthony Barbado,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Charter of the Municipality of Norristown,
the Charter of the Municipality of Norristown,
and the laws of Pennsylvania and the Municipality of Norristown.
and the laws of Pennsylvania and the Municipality of Norristown.
I will discharge the duties of my office
I will discharge the duties of my office
as fire captain
as fire captain
for the Municipality of Norristown,
for the Municipality of Norristown,
Fire Department with honor and fidelity.
Fire Department with honor and fidelity.
I will uphold and obey
I will uphold and obey
and enforce the laws of Pennsylvania
and enforce the laws of Pennsylvania
and the Municipality of Norristown
and the Municipality of Norristown
without consideration to a person's race,
without consideration of the person's race, color, sex,
religious creed, sexual orientation, age, national origin, ancestry, handicap or disability.
Thank
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Next order of business we have is from the Municipal Administrator pertaining to the bargaining agreement with the firefighters Local 2335.
Thank you, Madam President. Council, you have before you, for your consideration and approval, is the contract for firefighters local for the next several years. This contract was negotiated primarily by the parties themselves. We all take great pride in the fact, both on the side of our fine firefighters and the municipal staff, that most of the work was done this year administratively, so we didn't have to get lawyers in the room, with the exception of just cleaning up all the language at the end. So it is a 4-year contract, begins in January 1st, 2019, runs through December 31st, 2022, and we are mutually excited about the concessions on both parts. One of the big concessions that was really important to the administration was to have some additional relief on the management side of the operations, as up until this agreement got negotiated, the only management staff in the fire department was the fire chief. So we now have a deputy fire chief, Rich Lockhart, as a result of that, and as a result of that, Captain Barbado got promoted tonight. So with that in mind, we briefed you previously in terms of the details, and we'd ask for council approval of this agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Council, any questions or discussions, comments? Seeing none, would a member of council like to make a motion to approve the bargaining agreement with the firefighters Local 2335 union? All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, and the bargaining agreement is approved and passed. Next order of business we have is Resolution 19-115, ready for the 100 commitment.
Thank you, Madam President. Council, you have before you Resolution 19-115, which asks the council consider committing Norristown to shift away from the use of fossil fuels and pledge the transition of the community towards 100% clean, renewable energy by 2050. This is a proposal that was developed by Keep Norristown Beautiful, which is our local affiliate of Keep America Beautiful, and is designed to raise public awareness of local sustainability issues and empower our residents to make a difference in the community. This resolution actually builds off of the Sierra Club's Ready for 100 campaign in Montgomery County, and as a result sees Norristown joining a growing number of other municipalities in the county that's establishing a vision for empowering local communities local communities with clean and renewable sources of energy. where feasible, like wind and solar. It's a watershed moment for Norristown and for the entire region as more and more communities are recognizing the need for clean, renewable energy. And with this, if council approves it, we'll become the 116th Ready for 100 community nationwide. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Council, any questions or comments? Seeing none, would a member of council like to make a motion which would declare Norristown's commitment to join the Ready for 100 movement in transitioning to 100% clean and renewable energy by 2035 and 2050? Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call? Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution 19-115 is approved and passed. You're welcome. Next order of business we have is from the Finance Department pertaining to Resolution 19-117.
Madam President, members of council, this is a housekeeping, essentially a housekeeping issue to appoint authorize myself as director and the deputy director as authorized signers on the QNB bank account.
Thank you, Mr. Butts. Council, any questions or comments? Seeing none, would a member of council like to make a motion to consider Resolution 19-117, which would change the list of authorized signatures to approve drawdowns for capital improvement funds?
So moved.
Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 19-117 is approved and passed. Before we conclude, I would like to go back to the council meeting minutes. Someone from council or Mr. Solicitor, please correct me. I'm not quite sure if we actually voted on that or not once I made the revision for the corrections to reflect the meeting minutes.
Madam President, I don't recall, and my notes do not reflect it necessarily. Therefore, out of an abundance of caution, I would encourage you to make a motion to adopt the proposed council meeting minutes from 3/19/2019 with the amendment as proposed by yourself.
Thank you. Would a member of council like to make a motion to approve the council meeting minutes from March 19th with the revisions that I had proposed earlier in terms of the moral arts with council to replace Councilwoman Brady's name from Councilwoman Lewis? All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, the council meeting minutes should reflect that. Would a member of council like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Excuse me, Madam President. I
Yes.
have one announcement. Just a reminder, on Sunday was the municipality's 107th birthday. I was hoping we were going to have cake, but guess not. Or 207th, I'm sorry. 207. So we need 207 pieces of cake.
Actually, Vice President Lewis, actually, last year I did inform staff, and I forgot to remind them this year, so I was hoping maybe they would remember themselves, but I guess not, so maybe we should multiply that by 2.
So if you want cake every year instead of only 10 years, we'll make you have cake every year on your birthday.
So would a member of council like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting? All in favor? Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.